houses with defects, long delays, and homeowners with mounting debts. The collapse of homebuilder franchisee GJ Gardner Hobart in April left a trail of devastated customers. So how could this happen? Where was Tasmania's building regulator, the Consumer, Building and Occupancy Services, known as CBOS? The ABC requested all complaints data about GJ Gardner Hobart from CBOS. The file was so large it had to be mailed on a USB. 19 houses with escalating problems.
I believe GJ Gardner are deliberately withholding contact.
We are so tired of fighting.
It'll never look the way we want it to.
I hadn't realised how extensive the problems are.
This is complete BS. What sort of service is CBOS other than bureaucratic?
One house stands out. It had its occupancy permit revoked because the franchisee completed works contrary to the approved plans. CBOS knew about it, but the owner, Remy Sedelar, only found out when the builder went into liquidation.
We've been living in the house now for 3.5 years without occupancy, which means that our insurance is void and all the rest of it, so it's a bit of a debacle, to be honest.
His GJ Gardner build was beset with delays and faults.
The main post holding up my house is just dynabolted into the dirt. No pier under it at all.
Had to pay all these engineers for certificates that we've already paid for in our build price. So we've had no contact from GJ Gardner head office.
He says many of the problems could have been avoided with adequate regulation.
CBOS should have been all over it. I'm not sure I don't think they've done anything, to be honest.
CBOS was being made aware of defective works with GJ Gardner house builds across southern Tasmania. One owner told them about an outdoor drain installation that looked non-compliant. CBOS reminded the owner of their consumer rights, suggested getting a legal opinion, and to see if GJ Gardner would take action voluntarily. 3 months later, a pipe cracked and a toilet backed up, and then water started pooling around the house. The drain installation was indeed non-compliant. CBOS didn't intervene, telling the owner to negotiate civilly with the building contractor to have the rectification works completed. And GJ Gardner Hobart was still able to sign new contracts, up until March 2024, when CBOS placed conditions on the director's builder's licence, and the franchisee went into liquidation a week later. More than 30 houses were still being built. That wasn't the end of the problems for the Ekindeo family. They received the maximum government compensation for when a home builder collapses, but it didn't come close to covering their losses.
We received about $200,000 and our losses at the moment is about $700,000.
The family also had to find another builder themselves, and work is finally progressing well, but it's taken a massive mental toll.
The questions we want to ask the government is why allowing a company like this to function? There must be regulation.
CBOS says most of the complaints were for unsatisfactory works rather than defective works, and so they could be dealt with via statutory warranties. The government recently passed laws to allow consumers to take complaints to a tribunal, with mandatory insurance for when builders go under. The liquidator says there's preliminary evidence that the franchisee may have been trading while insolvent since April 2020, and unsecured creditors are owed almost $2 million. GJ Gardner Homes Australia says it's evolved its financial oversight of franchisees. Adam Holmes, ABC News.